This is it. We did it.
Almost good people.
Almost good people. We were bad people last night.
God. My God.
We did it.
My Lord.
We did it.
I almost cursed within the first 5 seconds.
Yes.
Once again.
We did it. We went out after attempt. If you've stuck through this podcast, we're at episode 275 and we actually made it out.
We're in episode 275 with 3 posted.
3 posted. We have a backlog. This is going to change today, though. We're going to upload a new one.
Yeah.
Dropping 2 until we're done.
Boom.
My man's now. This is it.
Dude.
This is it. The remains of last night.
Dude, I'm a ring dude now.
This is, we're going to edit this back to like, if you were 25 rings, you suck. Bruno, now, the city has gotten the better of us.
I'm a ring dude.
3 years we managed to be good people.
And now
we did it. We went to KitKat.
Cue child clap. You know that little sound effect?
No.
Okay, well, cue KitKat sound effect. Dude, we did it. I think we need to start chronologically I think we aced the prep.
Okay, yeah, we got it. Let's begin
at the beginning.
At the beginning. The story, just like any of our stories, starts at WeWork, our prison.
Technically, it starts the day before WeWork.
What started before?
So me and Palma were recording with Tim, producer Tim, legendary man, and Lucas, and producer Lucas as well. And Tim was like, hey, I have some friends visiting, and we're going to go to KitKat.
Amazing.
You want to join? And we were like, sí, señor. And then cue next day now. We're in KitKat, or we're in WeWork.
Mm-hmm.
And Louis tries to bail.
Hard.
Louis.
No, I didn't try to bail hard. We got to jump a little bit further for that. I had I almost had a hernia, like down here, right side this time. I had it on the left one. And
Louis pulled his pee-pee.
Not really. The muscle, the arrow leading towards it, like the...
You know the V? You know the V?
Yeah, I pulled the V.
His V is stretched.
The V is stretched, and now the V on the right side has a little bulge in it. And I went to the doctor, which
That's called your balls, dude.
It's inside. And I can highly recommend going to a doctor in Berlin, because there's a good chance that one out of 3 doctors in Berlin is an actual doctor, and the rest of the doctors is kind of like you going to a friend that has has a white coat, and you're just like, hey, I have this thing, can you check? And he's like, how did you get in here? And you're like, I'm appointment? He's like, I don't know.
My doctor, because I have epilepsy, right? So I go get my prescription filled like every 2 months or something. My doctor's a German old man, like 70 a lot or something like that. And he just comes in and he's like, sprichst du Deutsch? And I'm like, noch nicht, which means not yet. And then he's like, you gotta get a German girlfriend. All of this in German. And then he writes me a prescription, doesn't ask me anything, and then I leave. But last time that I went, I checked the reviews. He has like 2.5 stars on Google Maps. Because not only is he a neurologist, he's also a psychiatrist. And apparently he doesn't want to prescribe anyone with anything. He prescribes people with hard work. So
That is my psychiatrist.
A 70-year-old German dude, just white as hell, like old school as
Just thug it out.
Yeah, and there's like a bunch of reviews of like, oh my God, I actually got treated so poorly and my mental health. I got an anxiety attack afterwards. Like, I used to have 1 panic attack a month and now I have 17. Like, he ruined me, you know?
That is hilarious.
And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just the trick with this guy is just don't speak German, so he can't tell you to work harder.
Oh, that's so funny.
Dude, what a G.
So I saw the doctor and I was like, I think I have a hernia. And he was like, I think so too. And I was like, yeah, can we check? Like, do you have any like devices? And he was like, no, I don't have them here. And then, yeah, I found that out. So that's why I wanted to bail, because I still have like a little bit of a pain down there. So I was like, you know what, let me just make it a chill night. And then Bruno was like, you know what? Bruno was also very indecisive. Bruno bailed. Then he was like, you know what? Tim called you or like texted and he was like, okay, you know what, we're going.
Yeah,
let's
but-
get the outfits and delay the actual decision.
That's I hit Louis with what they call in negotiation tactics. I hit him with the foot on the door, dude.
Yeah,
I hit
yeah,
you with the foot on the door, which is like if you want a Ludwig to do something, you know, you can't hit him with the straight up club because that's too much commitment. So I was like, look, we want to go to KitKat eventually, and we can never go because we don't have the outfits. So I was like, let's just go shopping for the outfits. Let's go with Tim because he's been a bunch of times and he can like guide us in the right direction. And then we decide.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
And I was like, that seems reasonable. I do like to be prepared.
Yeah, Ludwig got excited. He was like, "Oh, preparing." Dude.
Yeah, well, that's actually got me
like,
fired
oh
up.
my
I'm like,
God.
that is gonna be so efficient once we actually want to go. And then Bruno was like, all right, let's go. We went to a shop that was, I think anything that was sold there only got into the store if someone already wore it. I thought that was the criteria to get anything to be sold there. It's like, have you sweated or been in contact with any other bodily fluids? If yes, bring it in.
Yeah, it had sweaty vibes. for
Oh.
sure. You know how like these bakeries and stuff, they'll put like vanilla essence all over the place so that it's like smells nice and you want to eat. This place put sweat essence. They just sprayed,
Honestly, no, go ahead.
just spraying sweat and like this guy. Also, everything looked like it was made in a sweatshop.
Oh, so bad.
This thing makes made in China look made in China. This was like what's China's made in China?
That was further down the supply chain.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was the stuff that where even people from like the sweatshop are like, that's not okay.
the children's children made that. Dude.
Dude, I don't know. It's manufactured in the womb.
Yeah, that was a sweat cave, dude.
That was rough.
But we managed.
I also appreciate that it all is so sweaty because I think it sets the tone.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you think this is a problem, don't go.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
this is like the entry level to the real club.
It also there was no organization. It looked like, have you seen those like really bad like costume shops where it's just like everything everywhere?
yeah.
That's what it felt like. They had like Asian. Louis wore a kimono for a little bit. That was sick.
That
Honestly,
that was funny, but it was too much.
it was too big. If it had been your right size, I would have been like, Louis was wearing. It was
Like a red and golden kimono.
It was sick, bro. But what I loved the most was that the only person in the shop, it was not like a nice, like whatever kink fetish. No, it was like I said, a terrible costume shop, and then one Asian old lady that looks like the most. She looked so conservative. She looked like she was horrified by every decision that was being made.
Yeah.
We were like, oh yeah, the really tight shorts or something like that. And she was like, oh. And then we were like, yeah, get the choker, fucking tighter, you know? And she was like, oh. It was, man.
That was rough, man.
She
Yeah.
looked racist. She looked conservative. She looked like, what was she doing there?
I don't know.
I think she was enjoying judging everyone that came in and out. It was sick.
That was rough. We went through some. My favorite part of the whole experience in this shop was that there's no changing room.
Oh yeah.
There's literally like there's just a back in the room where they're like, yeah, you just go right ahead and get undressed in the middle of the shop. Which again, I think
to prepare you.
it's good.
Yeah.
Like all of this is like ease into this.
Yeah.
If you can't change in the middle of the room, it's not gonna be your kind of club. Like all of this just adds, and it's there was another guy coming in while me and Bruno basically in underwear and shoes were standing there while Tim and Lucas were dressing us.
They were
And
checking us out.
He just came in like, hey, is there a changing room? And I'm like, you're standing right in it, mate. Just get undressed. This
Yeah.
is your time to shine.
Man, it was wild. I am proud of that we committed.
Oh, we went all in.
We went in because that was the thing, and that's what I feel like. We'll explain it better, but we got in, of course. Otherwise, we wouldn't be telling the story. But oh well, we would have told it anyway. But basically, I feel like when people are like, "Oh, it's so hard to get in," I feel like for some people it is, but some people just don't commit. We went all in, dude.
Yeah, we spent money.
We went like, but not just the money, but like more like, dude, like I was wearing like tight shorts.
Tight? Golden shorts. Bruno looked like he's about to go into a Mai Tai.
You know those like gym teachers from the 70s?
Yeah. That was Bruno with 2 chains across the chest. That was fire. I was wearing tight black shorts and a kimono top-ish. Yeah. Which like with like a stitching on the back and that's like see-through. And like a red pearl necklace.
Yeah.
It was, and this is my favorite observation of the Kit Kat. You need black shoes, and no one in this city has black shoes. And if you go in there, every second dude is wearing dress shoes.
Yeah.
Just, it looks like what my mother imagined would happen after you have like a graduation party and you're like, we're gonna go out for drinks. That's what she imagines happens. Oh, it was so fun. People with like tuxedo shoes and you're basically naked and then you're like, I'm going to wear business casual.
But I like the contrast because it's like, hey, I'm naked, but I'm also serious. I'm serious about my nakedness.
I'm stepping on his business.
But that was one of the things, for example, when we were like at the shop and we were like, oh, I don't know if I should or maybe I shouldn't. Like, you were like, oh, I'll try sneakers or something. And I was like, commit. And then you went with the dress shoes and straight in, you know?
The committing was not the issue with the shoes. It was more the...
Yeah, you didn't want to ruin your...
Yeah, the other ones. But yeah, we walked up there. We rocked up to the bouncers. Bruno, Justin, and me. Justin, shout out to him. I mean, I think he's going to be fine if we name him. A fellow comedian here. He has been there and he came dressed up. Oh. That man did not come to fuck around. With like a
just locked and loaded.
Yeah, boulder rope like tied together. It looked amazing.
Yeah, killing it, dude.
The 3 of us just rocked up to the bouncers and you could see in their face. They were like, oh, 3 dudes kind of like, yeah, I think we're gonna reject. And then they saw what we wore and they're like, go in, guys.
You know what I did? I was locked and loaded with my "it's good to be back" face. Yeah. Like I wasn't even looking at the bouncer. I wasn't even looking at the bouncer. The boys were doing the talking. I was just like,
welcome home.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, it's been so long. I've never been in there. I was just like, oh my god, finally back. You know.
This is hilarious. That it's good to be back face.
I had my it's good to be back. I was literally like oh my god, I miss this place.
Oh, you guys changed something in here? That's beautiful. I like that. I like what you changed here.
Oh man, I have to say, before we got in,
oh yeah, that's great.
Because we were waiting outside and we got changed in the corner, one of the busiest corners in Berlin. We just
in front of like a bio company, like a bio market, like an organic food company.
We're just getting naked and like, dude, I'm wearing chains, which it's crazy because inside the club, it feels like so normal and even a little bit underdressed compared to the other people. In public, I'm like, I'm wearing 2 chains and a like golden shorts. What is going on, you know? But so we were changing and then Lucas and Tim were there. They arrived there also. And then this dude just comes in and he hears us talking and it's like, you guys, do you think it's do you think this is good enough? And he had like a cheap,
it looked like a bulletproof vest, like just out of latex,
a little bit bondage-y, I would say. But then he was wearing
covered, like a lot of skin covered,
and then he was wearing jeans and the dirtiest sneakers I've ever seen in my life. And he was like, guys, do you think this is good enough to get in? And we're like, yeah, nah.
We're like, we've never been, and we would reject you.
Yeah. It was.
Listen, look at us. I'm wearing a kimono and a shorts, brother.
Oh, but wait, I have to say, before we actually went, like after we got the outfits, we went to an antique shop to buy rings, dude. We each got 2 5-euro rings.
That was so beautiful. It was on the opposite side of the shop where we got the other stuff. And we just rocked up in there. And there was a guy. This is exactly how you imagine an antique shop to be. It's this old guy, feet on the table, smoking, drinking some red liquid out of... I don't even know how to call this.
Yeah, and I was half like, he looked half neo-Nazi and half like an ex-drug addict, like a raver guy.
Yeah, he was 100% a raver guy.
Because we were like buying rings, and I was like, this must look so weird to this old German dude. But at the same, like, I was like, is he racist or
Nah,
just old? You know? But
he was one of these cool guys. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, if you ask him anything about Berlin, if you like, I want to go to like a real club, he would be like, yeah, you don't go to KitKat, you don't go to Berghain, you go to this one.
yeah, for sure.
Like
But
he was like really, seemed like a really.
But so we tried on every single ring, and then we just like, I got these two. This one, dude, this one has 3 like fake little diamonds on top.
Would be funny if they're real and you just rock like a 10.
I just found a 10,000. No, this is
Yeah.
probably fake as hell. So I started wearing it like this, so it doesn't look so weird. But I was just like, I like the band, and I was like,
Own it, man.
no, that's the thing. I wore this for the pod because I think it's funny. But
Yeah.
when I was dancing in KitKat, this was my signature move.
Yes,
I was like, I feel so unnatural with these rings. I was like, what is this? What is?
I also did this.
I was like, my fingers are not used to this. What is the functional purpose of this?
I did this. I did this a lot.
I was like,
And you can see all the other dudes. Everyone who never wore rings is also like,
yeah. I was like, I could never like do this. Like, and I decided to wear them today just for the pod. But I was at the same time, I left that club like I had such a good time. Whatever. I'm not a ring person. I am not a ring person.
oh yeah. And Bruno had the silver ones. I had a gold one that I actually think is pretty cool, and like another one that I already lost in the club, and that was the pre-game to this, and then we were in the queue. Just me and Bruno were there earlier, and just going back and forth, like, should we already go in? Should we already go in? And then we waited. We got all the instructions on how to get in, and we literally walked up, and it was like wait time was 1 second.
Yeah, we rocked up. We're back
queue.
home.
Yeah.
We're like, hello, sir, we're back.
Yeah.
This is actually my house. Like, what are you doing here?
Exactly. It's funny. What are you doing on my property?
Yeah. New door guy, nice.
We just rocked up in there.
We got there's like a weird changing area, which is hilarious because it's like the least. I mean, it's good because people are gonna be naked inside anyway, but it's just like an open field basically, and you just get changed in front of everyone, and you just leave your bag.
You know what the analogy is that I would give to like the whole experience? And I told Tim or Lucas that night, I was like, this feels like a party in Vabali.
Yeah.
Like the whole, like that's honestly, I was surprised how comfortable I was, but I was like, I've been training for this for a minute.
Man, it was so chill. That's honestly,
it's a very impressive, yeah.
biggest thing for me. It was so chill. Like the whole experience, all right, we get on the queue, we get in, we start just walking around, like between dance floors. We go to like this pool area, sit down. Like
they had like a jazz band, the live jazz band that was playing. Honestly, it was one of the best clubs I've been to.
They had like 4 or 5 DJs plus a live jazz band. Like what the hell?
And there's like this pool.
You didn't go? There was a tango area where they were doing
Wow.
like tango classes for a while, and I think they ended earlier or something like that. But they had tango classes inside, and yeah.
It is. That was the most surprising thing for me. It's like how comfortable it is, because you have this image of like, oh, did you go to KitKat? And you see all the comics that like now in retrospect, I realize all the comics that riff on the KitKat stuff.
They've never been
Because they're like, oh yeah, it's like a dungeon, like a gross place. And then you go, and I mean, I would still probably not go in the pool, but
Oh, dude.
if you sit around, you sit around this pool, it's pretty. I think it's even open air. You sit there, they're playing music. You can actually talk to someone, and then if you want to go dance, you go dance.
There's a sauna. It's wild. There was a sauna. For me the craziest thing, like in terms of how comfortable it is, according to our friends, this was like a really packed night. And it was still like one of the clubs that I've seen where it's the easiest to move around the dance floors and stuff. I don't know if you actually went, but there were a couple of bunkers that also had like, it was still like electronic music, but it was a little more poppy. So I was like, when I was there, I was like, man, Ludwig would love this.
Yeah.
But it basically had everything. They had like a disco area. Man,
It's so, yeah, and exactly that. I was also surprised. I was like, it's impressive how comfortable the amount of people is.
Yeah.
Like even on the dance floor, you could move through the dance floor very comfortably. Like you bounce into a couple of people, but nothing like, if you go to Zeus, you'd like...
and even people, I think because everyone's naked-ish, well, wearing like lingerie type stuff, you're more respectful
for sure.
of other people's spaces. Another thing that like shocked me was how like after like maybe like 5 minutes max, it just all gets normalized. Like you arrive and at the beginning it's like, what? Like tits, asses, penis, ass, tit, like, and then after like 5 minutes, like I realized like seeing like a girl's ass on like in lingerie became as normal as seeing it in jeans or a skirt. You know?
Yeah, you just like
it's
but I think
what she's wearing.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. I think that's the cool thing about these things is like you get like it's such a quick almost like an exposure therapy where you're like, whoa, and then you're like, nah.
Yeah.
Anyways, how are you doing?
Yeah. That was really, really cool.
And it's nice because that's what Justin says. It's like everyone's defenses are down because you're so vulnerable. And I think it's also like people that are problematic are not willing to go in the outfit that we went requires a certain amount of humility and self acceptance.
Yeah.
If you're okay with who you are, you're like, I'll rock up in rings and a kimono. I don't even care. Bam.
I don't even care.
Exactly. If you
Breakfast is Tiffany's, baby.
I hit them at the dance floor, and then if you're just there to be like, I want to be gross and stuff, I don't think you want to be like.
I did see one close call that was kind of gross. We were sitting, not super, but we were sitting there, and there was like this guy that just kind of appeared and started dancing in the group, and like we were sitting, we were like, what are you? And then he just laid down and he was like, oh my God, you guys. He didn't say anything, but he had that energy of like, oh my God, you're so boring. Like, why are you not? Like, he was like dancing all like intense. But then he sat down like after 5 seconds and just did his own thing. Okay. But compared to any club ever where like, I don't know, man, like the amount of times that I've been to a club and my like friends, they're like, yeah, some guy grabbed my ass or something like that.
Yeah.
It's basically every time. Like it's,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like at least 50 or 60% of clubs, like somebody gets something.
I think even more.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like, yeah, it's such a weird place how if you put everyone in this position of like, you don't like, you're also vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like you're also like almost naked. So
did you see the shows? Did you see how many? Because we basically were all walking around
just
and we
split
all,
up and wandered around. Yeah.
How many like dark rooms did you see? Because that's the one thing that also shocked me. And again, maybe Saturdays are too like chill, but people make it out to make it seem like everyone's fucking like just hard, like intense, like blowjobs in the dance. No, it wasn't like that.
I did see some wild shit.
Yeah, I saw some. But
it's not as hedonistic as they make it out to be.
You have to either you have to go to the areas where it is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't see it. Like if you're in the middle of the dance floor, most you're gonna see is a couple making out and like grabbing each other quite intensely, which is the same thing that happens at a club.
At any club, yeah.
And then if you go to like the corners and stuff, there's like beds and stuff. There was like I saw a guy giving people foot massages with like a vibrator, just randomly, and like there was this area.
I think that's silly. That's funny.
I saw two people like fucking next to each other, like two couples, and I remember I'm not gonna say who, but somebody said, finally some fucking, dude. That's how little sex there was. We were like, where is all the, like, we were promised something else, you know?
Yeah, you really gotta go to like these corners, and they're not easy to find. It's not like you're just wandering. Oh, I want to go to the toilet. Oh, buddy.
Well, no, I feel like if you've done one lap around the club, you know where they are.
You know where they are, but they're still like, you're like, oh,
You can avoid them, yeah.
you're like, oh, they're up there. It's like up the stairs and around a corner. So it's like you want to go up there.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
like.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't just
You don't just stumble into,
into them.
yeah.
And I have to say, if you, yeah, I'm very, very, very surprised how pleasant this experience was.
I loved it, dude. I feel like I don't know if I want to go to other clubs anymore. Like, I don't go to clubs often, so that makes it easier. But
Yeah. Yeah, if I can choose, like, because yet again, because Süßvergessen, they changed the room. I'm still heartbroken. And now, with KitKat, I'm not gonna lie, I think this is actually like a solid alternative
yeah,
to just go there. Man, I'm so... They had me when there was like a live jazz band playing.
and people are so friendly.
And just talking. They're like, hey, what do you do? It's like a cool... like
We made, how many people did we meet? Like 10 or something?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, like between all the groups of people that we ended up, because there's like around the pool, there's basically like a lot of like couches or something. And so you're just sitting there, like chilling for a little bit, listening to the jazz and like very laid back. And then just people start talking to each other. And so we met one big group that they were there for their friend's birthday. And then we met another smaller group because they were speaking Spanish, and one of our friends speaks Spanish. So like that was a whole thing. So I also speak Spanish. But I
Bruno's talking about himself in the
yeah.
third person.
No. Justy speaks Spanish.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, like it was just a whole thing around the pool. Very nice.
You know what the best part is? By far, you're not allowed to have your phone.
Oh,
It is, I mean, we were there from 10 till 3 or 4-ish. No phone.
no notifications.
No notifications. No, oh, I'm a bit nervous and uncomfortable in this situation. Let me check Instagram and get distracted. No, you're just there. You find someone that's cool. Well, oh, can I see you again? You have nothing. You're like, I don't know. I hope I remember your name, or you maybe. I think if you would go to the wardrobe and get the phone, but nobody does that.
One of the people I met, she asked me a very just friend type of thing, but she was like, "Oh, it was really nice to talk to you. I would love to get your contact," and she got a piece of paper and wrote it down.
That's cool. Oh, the girl from
she wants to be a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her about like comedy while you have a day job. And she was like, yeah, I think I want to quit my job and go hard on tattooing for like 3 months. And I was like, look, you can do that. But because she's already been doing it, right?
Okay.
But I was like, hey, like, don't pressure yourself to do that. You can still like do it bit by bit and kind of scale it up to the point that you have to quit, right? And so I was kind of like being like a very supportive, follow your dreams type of thing.
Yeah.
And she was like, dude, it helped me so much to talk to you. Let's like get your contact. I mean, I'm sure I don't know if I'll ever see her again, but it was nice.
Yeah, but that's the overall experience where it's just like, it's so nice that you can't be on your phone and you just got to talk to people and nobody's like distracted. Everyone's so present.
Yeah.
Everyone's just there. It's like you see how quickly you can spark a conversation because you're talking and the other person is not in the conversation but bored for 2 seconds and just looks around. You're like, oh, you want to join in?
Yeah.
So that was, I think, one of the best parts.
Yeah, no phones, legendary.
Changed the club.
I also have to say, like, one of the jokes that I heard a lot before going is like, oh my God, the pool at KitKat, ew. Like because it's a sex club and there's a pool, you're like, oh my God, there's so much like bodily fluids in there. Basically, all it was people surrounding the pool and dipping their feet.
Yeah.
Like I saw maybe 3 or 4 people swimming the whole night, and they were like just in for a dip, out. Like nobody's gonna have sex in a pool. I think maybe it happens sometimes, but it felt like such a rare thing. I think the vibe with the pool was more like, let's hang our feet here. And it's so comfortable, you know, like I forget like the typical, like you're in the pool sitting down, like dipping your feet. I feel like if anything, it's ew because there's like a lot of feet.
Just been in there.
A lot of feet, like sweaty feet, but no like sex in the pool or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't go into the sauna. For sure there was sex in the sauna. I feel like
Probably, yeah.
that was... I do think the problem with the sauna, maybe they have cold showers, so we have to go back and find out. But I was like, if I go into... Because I wanted to, but I was like, if I go into the sauna and there's no cold showers afterwards, it's so hot that I will die.
Really?
No, because you go into the sauna...
I mean, it's so hot already in the club.
In the club, exactly. So
Yeah.
you sweat in the sauna, and then you're super hot, and there's nothing to lower your body temperature
Yeah.
except the pool.
You're going in the pool.
Yeah, and so I was like, I want to go into the sauna. I don't want to go in the pool, but I didn't check if they had showers. So maybe...
I mean, the shower was right in front.
There was?
Didn't you see it?
No, I didn't.
There's at the top of there's this little like, not stage, but there's almost like a diving board. The shower runs constantly. It looks like a little waterfall. That's the shower. You come out of the sauna. There's the.
I should have done that. Well, actually, I don't know how my golden shorts would have handled.
No, you gotta take them off.
Just naked.
Yeah, you hit the sauna.
Why am I saying that? Like it's weird. It's KitKat. It's not weird at all.
Also, it's like they're chill on the policy with like sweat on the wood. You know how like every sauna is like put a towel underneath because you're gonna ruin the wood, and KitKat is like,
just don't come on the wood. Just don't.
Hey, listen, guys, no come on the wood.
Hey, if you come on the wood, you gotta lick it up.
Actually, don't, because we got a guy. That's actually staff.
There's definitely a guy. There's definitely.
Hey, don't do this yourself, yeah? We got a professional.
I had heard stories about a guy that was always hanging in that bathroom, in the KitKat bathroom, hoping that you would pee on him. I didn't meet him. It was a very chill bathroom.
It was super chill. And yeah.
The whole experience, I have to say, I love how we're like in some of these episodes, we sound like we're about to become like born again Catholics or something like that. And now we're like, KitKat, we love it.
Well, actually, went there, changed our lives. Yeah. Never going back to the life before.
Yeah, but I have to say, I feel like it's a great balance and like one of the things that I noticed the most is that you don't have to be crazy into that life. You could just enjoy the club. Like the amount of like software developers and like HR and like finance and like, I don't know,
private equity. There was a lot of like high income jobs.
Whatever, basically.
Yeah.
It didn't like, I think you when you hear about these clubs, you imagine like creatures of the night, just like people that don't have jobs and they live for sex and they like bondage and like I don't know, sex workers and all of that and nothing else. And it's like, no, it's just people wanting to enjoy a little bit of downtime, loosey goosiness, you know.
Yeah.
Just this is the loosest as the goose gets.
If the goose gets any looser, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's a wild goose.
That's the goose was out.
Yeah. This was the thing with the pool that I kind of am realizing now is like, you know, this pleasant feeling of just being around a body of water that just also lowers the temperature and the smell. It felt a bit like a holiday. You're like,
yeah.
I didn't even need to go in.
Man. Yeah, when we went to the dance floor, it was nice, but sometimes I was like, pool, I'll miss you.
Yeah, exactly. Just sitting there talking.
Yeah.
They have like these little like beach.
Yeah, the sofa type of
sofa kind of thing. Very, very nice.
Oh, man,
and I'm surprised that this was considered a full club.
Oh, what?
That this was considered packed.
Yeah, I maybe that's what they said. That's what I don't know. Yeah, I'll not name, but one of our friends, he's been there like 8 times in the last 6 months or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Man, this is one of the fullest nights I've seen, or the fullest nights I've seen." And I was like, "Okay, this is crazy." Like, I have to say,
if this is full, solid.
Yeah, man.
No. Yeah.
I have to say some interactions were a little bit like confusing for me because I didn't know what people were up to. Like I didn't know the vibe, and like I think it takes some time to adapt. Like for example, I was dancing at some point, and then this girl is making out with her boyfriend, and or with a guy, I guess, and like the guy's just like grabbing her and everything like that, and then at some point they start like dancing, and he's still like touching her and everything, and she's like making eye contact with me, and I'm like, is this like what's you know what I mean? In a regular club, this is like you don't.
Yeah.
And here I'm like, do you want me to join? Do you want me to watch? Like, what's going on? You know, like, because there's so many options here. It's like such a different world. And the funny thing is, like, in any other club, there's probably people like that too, but they just don't show it. And here it's like, basically here, anything is possible. You have to be respectful and careful. But like, yeah, if somebody wants you to just watch, they'll be like, can you watch or something? You know?
It's crazy. Yeah, I was also surprised by the level of eye contact that was female to male. How many girls are just looking at you like, and I'm like, I've never been here. I don't know what this means. It's exactly the same issue of like, she just looks at you with like this, like a teasing look. And you're like, okay, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. That's a long eye contact we're having right now. Okay. Are we in love? What's going on? Like, it's crazy.
I had a couple of moments like that where I was like, are you just admiring or are you like
golden shorts?
God, you. I know you're bedazzled by my shorts, dude. My shorts and my chains, dude. I do have to like. I need to talk to an expert at some point to see what kind of messaging my outfit gave, though. Because at some point, like one of the people we met, she gave me like these like
the bedazzled stars,
like these
some jewels
like these that you stick on your skin. So she made like a little pattern for me, and I was like, this is fun, this is whatever. But at some point I was like, am I just signaling just straight up gay? Am I? Because look, I was like chilling and I wasn't there like to hit on anyone or whatever. But at some point you gotta think golden shorts, chains that make you seem like a really well-trained slave or something, and then the little sparkles in the face. I was like, am I shooting myself on the foot here? Am I gonna make a lot of sweet friends, you know?
Yeah. I was also like the jewels, they were, I was like, that's you're either now you're in all the way or you're in the wrong way.
Yeah. So that's one thing that I wanna that I want to ask someone that like goes more often and that like knows their stuff. It's like, what's the signaling there? You know what I saw a lot, and I thought at first I thought it was cool, but then I saw it like 20 times and I got boring. I saw dudes that had like the Roman armor style or like gladiator armor style. So it was like a
shoulder pad,
and like leather, but it seemed like what you see in like the gladiator movies or something like that, like shoulder pad and like something like this, whatever. And at first I thought I was, oh, this is cool, the kind of warrior vibe. And then I just saw 50 guys with it, and I was like, oh, this is what you do when you want to seem macho and still
seem cool in it.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was definitely interesting, and also a lot of friends joked before, and I guess when I was inside as well, like the chains were like, oh, Bruno, you got some chains, you're easy to pull. Like somebody told me, when some dude's fucking you from behind, they can pull your chains, and I was like, no. But I was also like, yeah. Is there like do you dress as a different way if you're like a dom? You know, if you're like dominant, if you don't want to get pulled, like was I kind of trying to say I'll be your slave? You know, was that what my outfit was signaling?
Maybe if you only wear one, that might be the dominant one.
Yeah, I was also thinking because you can adjust them a lot. So I was thinking there's different things I could do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely like a different subculture that we have entered. And also, I gotta say, bunch of cuties, dude. Bunch of cuties.
Yeah, that was very kind people, very fun.
The sharing vibe.
I think it's cool that we get the little jewels as well, because I felt like at this point I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
let's get the jewels too. And then I was like, I'm out of stuff that I could put on my body right now. I'm like,
but no, I saw, that's the thing. I did
You did some field research, market research.
No, when I was observing the field, dude, I was like, man, even me with my golden shorts and my 2 chains feels underproduced. There were some outfits, dude. There were some people that looked like Amazonian warriors.
Yeah,
like,
you saw the guy with like the 3 stripes there.
Yeah,
that was insane. He went on. I don't know when he started preparing for KitKat, but it was probably midday. Yeah, when he started with the makeup, and
they were like sexy witches and like everything weird. Like
that I think was kind of cool. There was like a the overall club is like, I mean, it's too much. It's so weird that you can barely explain it. There was like a corner where the DJ was, but that's not really who everyone was dancing towards. You were more dancing towards the main front. There was like a little stage, and there was this guy, like a huge dude, super jacked, like blonde, neon hair, and like almost like a Viking kind of thing. And he was not the DJ. I realized that later. And he was just like dancing in front of everyone, and it looked amazing.
Oh, there were like a lot of those like platforms and like cages and poles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I saw a girl, she locked herself in a cage. She blindfolded herself and just started dancing in the cage. And I was like, that's cool. That's cool.
All right.
Also, I have to say, when everyone's naked, you realized how jacked some dudes are.
I was about to say that. I was like, I don't know. I didn't get the memo that we were all getting jacked like that.
Yeah,
I thought we were getting fit, but they were like, yeah, I live in the gym. I don't know where else you would live, but
we're like we're doing sports to get healthy. These dudes are doing sports to like jack.
It's different, man. You're healthy or you're KitKat healthy, and almost the KitKat healthy is not healthy anymore.
No. Like the thing is,
a lot of gear.
When you go in the club, in a regular club, everyone's wearing t-shirts, so you can see which guy has big arms, but you can't see how defined his abs are.
Yeah.
These dudes had like makeup abs. Like it looked like it was drawn. Like just
it was sad. It was weird.
And I was like, when we were picking the outfits, I was like, damn, Bruno, you've been working out, huh? Nice. You're looking better, you know. Like,
we looked like we never worked out a day in our lives.
I got in and I was like, I'm fat. I don't like my body.
I like that I'm comfortable and uncomfortable at the same time. It's like one of those things where it's like, I'm very comfortable right now, but the second I have my phone and the time to self-reflect on the images, I won't feel so good about it.
I was like, I'm comfortable in my own skin, and my own skin is fat.
Oh my God.
Self-acceptance, but radical. Like, it's like, I accept that I'm not as hot as these dudes, you know?
I accept the current state of my body.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Overall, good experience.
Great experience.
I think I would recommend it if you go to Berlin, go to the club, make the effort, get the outfit.
Yeah.
How much did we spend in total? I'd say 80 max. More like
70. I did 70. Yeah, with the rings.
Yeah, let's say entrance is 25. It's like you pay 20 total. Let's get you a couple of beers. Drinks are also fairly cheap in there, and $100.
Yeah, drinks are very cheap. I was surprised.
They even have like a panini pizza station in the corner at the pool.
They had a full-on coffee machine.
Like, that's when they had me.
The ones they had the coffee machines that they have at the good coffee shops. Yep. Not like sometimes you go to a coffee shop and you're like, this is coffee functional. This is not the coffee that I enjoy. This is just to get caffeine.
They had the twister. They had the cups on top.
It was like a whole thing with like Italian lettering, you know, like the espresso, but in like written with this like cursive.
That's actually when they had me. When I walked in and I was like, there's a pool and you guys have an espresso bar. I was like, you're done. That's all I needed to know.
Jazz band.
Oh.
Man, Powerades, because they know.
Yeah, you're going to get dehydrated.
Yeah. Oh, banger. Okay, this is the first episode of the KitKat Chronicles.
I think it seems like it. It seems like it. We will go again in about 6 years. And
I would say...
Only the next 3 months.
In 2 to 3 months, we go again. And yeah. I think next time, more rings. We're getting more rings. I'm not wearing rings ever again until I go to KitKat.
Yeah, same.
But when I do, you'll see me in the dance floor with the
hitting the.
I don't know what these.
Yeah.
My finger feels so weird right now.
You know when they put like these shoes on dogs and they walk weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I was with that.
Oh my God.
All right, guys, we're heading off. Thank you. Roll the outro. Good day.
We're almost kinky people.
Almost kinky people. Good people. We're trying though.